So the topic is polymorphism. This is also not a very big feature, very small feature but useful feature. When we say polymorphism, here poly means many. When we say morphism, it is forms. So what do you mean by this many forms? Suppose one person is acting two roles in a movie. Okay, that time we say that is the feature of polymorphism. That means physically one person only, but used for two different roles, right? So sometimes what happens in our class also, same function may play two roles. Same function may play two or more roles. What do you mean? Suppose the function name is showName. The function name is showName, something like void showName. Now when I am using this for manager, when used for manager, meaning is show manager name. Similarly, I will say when used for CEO, that means show CEO name, but the function is show name. So if I use it for multiple purpose, multiple copy, one for CEO name, one for manager name, then your compiler will say you cannot have two functions with same name. Yeah, okay. If it is a same class, it will say you cannot have function with same name, same everything in a single class. Something you have to do, because I am confusing. Who says? Compiler. That means if you go for something like this, example, I will say I have a class. Inside the same class, I have two functions with same name. Suppose my class name is organization, and inside this organization class, if I have two functions called, one is show name, one is show manager name, then no problem. Suppose one is show CEO name, one is called show manager name, then no problem. Compiler will say absolutely I have no problem. So CEO name, show manager name. It will say no problem. When you call this name, I will call this function. When you call this name, I will call this function. Absolutely fine. And this also not called as double role. Somebody playing this role, some other person playing this role, you can take it that way. But problem comes when both the functions are having same name like this. This is not allowed. But you are saying, no, I want same name only. This should be used for some other purpose, this should be used for some other purpose. That's why I mean, both are name only, so I want to give same name. Then compiler says, I have a problem. I will confuse. If you are creating the object of organization, whom I will understand to call? Imagine this is your main, and under main, you are creating the object, giving the skeletal structure, not exact syntax. Sometimes dot 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 I am putting, try to understand the concept. Syntax will do when go to Visual Studio. So tell me, now I created the object obj and I am calling the function called showName. Do you understand which function will be called? If you are not able to understand, then how compiler will understand? Right? So compiler will say, in this line, I am getting a conflict. You cannot have two functions with same name or three functions with same name. But you are stuck in your point. If I want to display CEO name, I want to display manager name. After all, both are the name. Why should I force to give different name? Can I give same name? Then your C# says you can give, no issue. But one rule you have to follow. In this bracket, whatever you are mentioning, some difference should come here. That is called signature difference. So, just for your understanding, I am writing here, both functions are having same name as well as same signature. Now try to understand what do you mean by signature. Name already you know, so name. What do you mean by signature? Signature means inside this bracket, imagine I have a variable called string name. Then I will say its signature is having one parameter of string type. Its signature is having no parameter. So if signature difference is there, then you are good to go. Your compiler will automatically understand. If somebody is passing something, just like this, then this will be called. If somebody is not passing anything, then this will be called. Actually, we have faced this kind of situation before. If you remember, anybody remembers passing the value from main to class? Constructor, right? So we have seen that same situation in constructor. That is also called polymorphism, guys. We have not discussed about it, but we know it little bit. So what you know about constructor? If two constructor having there in the class, we cannot give any name now. We have to give class name only in constructor, because constructor definition itself says it should be same as class name. That means if you have 5 constructor also, all 5 will be having same name. No doubt about it. Now problem comes, 5 constructor with same name means something should be different. One is having single parameter, one is having 2 parameter, one is having 0 parameter. That is absolutely fine. Similarly, in case of function also, that rule is applicable. What you understand in constructor. So, no worry, you give 2-3 names with same name, 2-3 function with same name, but little bit take care about the signature. That is what your C# is saying. So, you are not restricted to give always different name. Somebody will say, okay, I will give here so name 1, here I will give so name 2. Mostly welcome. Not even need to go for signature difference. Mostly welcome. Because this is different name, this is different name. But sometimes user will say, why should I remember so many names? Can you give same name to multiple functions? Answer is yes, you can give if you have little difference in the parameter here. So this is possible. Why? Because name is same, no problem. Signature also difference here na. So signature difference means already compiler will understand what I am doing. So if my functions are like this and I am calling like this, which function will be called? Second function. So if you are not confusing, then why compiler will confuse? So that is what the first rule of the polymorphism. So polymorphism says, if you have different name, no conflict, so no need to think about solution. But by chance, if you have same name of multiple functions, then at least take care about the parameters. That is called signature. So let's implement this kind of thing in little realistic things in our Visual Studio. So at least definition you understood here. What is the definition now? Definition is inside a class, if you have multiple functions, we can have na. But while having multiple functions, there are two chances. Maybe all functions are having different name, then absolutely no problem. If conflict is not there, why should I think about solution? As of now, many times you have did that F1, F2, F3, F4, no problem. So why should we think about solution? But problem comes when multiple functions are there and they are same name. If by chance same name, because you want to give the same name because similar activity, then it is just like double role. Double role means one actor is playing 2-3 roles there. So like you are getting a confusion, right? If one actor is having double triple role, sometimes you have confusion. What they do in that case? In movie, sometimes they will make a different age group. Sometimes they will give different dress to understand, or hair cutting style they will make little different, so that visitors who are visiting to watch a movie, they should not be putting more pressure to their brain na ki to understand this guy is who, first guy or second guy, like twin brothers. So twin brothers also, they are at home. If an outsider is coming, he is getting some conflict, right, in his brain, that who is this guy, first name or second name. So something we do difference. Here also that something is nothing but the signature. So let me write the project name as oops_inheritance. So it is twin brother concept actually. Sorry, not inheritance, polymorphism. So polymorphism is a twin brother concept. Polymorphism. How if same dress, same look and feel, same height, same health, everything same for twin brothers, then we are getting little confusion, right? Similarly, compiler is getting confusion when there are two name of the function with same. So it feels like twin brothers. So compiler says, give a different dress to this guy, different dress to that guy, different color dress, so that I will understand. Just like that, compiler says, give different parameter to this guy and different parameter to that guy, then I will easily understand. Otherwise, if everything you will keep same, then I will face trouble. I will not understand who is who. So let's do that. What I will do, I will create an additional class here. I will create an additional class. Acha, before proceeding, one more small point I wanted to say. This conflict what we are talking about, okay, this is conflict, right? Compiler will get conflict. I will go to this line or I will go to this line. Because no signature difference, nothing. Acha, this conflict, if it happened inside a single class, that is coming under overloading. There are two types of polymorphism. If that conflict came inside the single class, we say it as overloading. Okay, this is called overloading. If that conflict came in two different classes, imagine same example, I will say this is in organization class and this is in some other class, something like department. Here also I have show name, and this organization got inherited to department like this. Then also problem. You tell me why problem? The moment I am creating department object here, both the function will be at a time allocated to that object, na? Then similar situation also may occur. So whether it occurs in the same class or whether it occurs in two different classes, conflict will be similar if both the classes are inherited. So that second category what I said, same name in two different classes, but one is inherited to other. That is called overriding. So currently what we are doing example in Visual Studio is overloading, right? So overloading means conflict because of two names with same inside the same class. So conflict inside same class. Some sound is coming. Can you please mute, guys? Overriding says conflict. This is also conflict. Which conflict? Naming conflict. Same name two times. How can you take that conflict? But that conflict happened in two different classes. Two or more, you can say. Two or more classes under inheritance. My first class is also having same, second class is also having same, and both the classes are having same function name. That is also a conflict. So first conflict which is happening in the same class, we are now doing the example for that. So my class name is, we will do two different Visual Studio solution, one for overloading, one for overriding. So first we are doing overloading part. Let me have a function, class file named as math or calculation. Some mathematical calculation I want. Okay. My class name is, my file name is calculation.cs. And automatically it will give a class name called calculation. No problem. Let's keep it. Inside this calculation class, what I have is, I have two functions with same name, add, like this. Public void add. And here I want to add two values. How I will add two values? I'll pass some parameter like integer n1 comma integer n2. Suppose we are just planning one function. This function will take two parameter and it will make it sum, just like console.writeLine n1 plus n2, something like sum is position number 0 and I want to display n1 plus n2. Makes sense? I have a function like this. That means idea is it will take two parameters and it will add and display it. I have similar another function. Name is same. Maybe variable name might be different, like x1 and x2. Let it x1 or x2, then also problem, I meant to say. Now can you see a red color underline in line number 14? It is saying I will not allow you. Just read that line. Calculation already defines a member called add with the same parameter types. That means it is instructing us, you cannot have two functions with same name as long as their parameter is similar. So this is not allowed. Compiler itself came to know this is not allowed. So this is also called compilation time polymorphism, guys. So instead of writing here, why not I will take it little down so that we can write more things about it. So one is overloading, one is overriding. Overloading is also called compilation time polymorphism. Why? Because compiler itself is able to understand the conflict. Compilation time polymorphism. But this overriding, compiler will not come to know, guys, because it happened in class 1 and class 2, right? So class 1 memory will be allocated to class 2 then only conflict will come. And memory allocation always happens in runtime or execution time. That's why this is an execution time polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. Polymorphism means conflict, but this conflict came in compilation time. That's why red color underline. But that second category, it will come in execution time. That's why green color underline will come here. So here it will come red color underline, first one. But here it will come green color underline. We will see that. Green color underline means warning. Warning means it may happen conflict during execution time. Please take care. So that part we will see in second example. But first one is easy one. Inside a single class, I have two functions with same name. My compiler itself came to know name is same, signature is same, everything same. Then how I will understand who is what? By the way, if you are creating object of this class in the main and you are trying to call the function, which one I will understand? That's why it is saying no need to execute the program. During typing of the program itself, I came to know the conflict. That is called compilation time conflict. Have a look. If I will go for add, it will not understand which function to call. No overload for method add takes 0 argument. Achha, this is different. I will pass 2 arguments here because you have expected 2 arguments. Na? Still it will say error only. Now you see the error. The call is ambiguous between the following method. First method and second method it is saying. Absolutely. As a human being also you can easily understand if somebody will ask me to call, both the guys will come, na? Right? Like in a class, you are taking the attendance with name and 2 people are having same name. The moment you put attendance name as, let's say you are saying, hey Sunil, are you present? 2 guys are saying, yes sir, I am present. That is a conflict. So what you did? You said, no, I will do some trick. Instead of putting khali name, only name, I will say Sunil 1 you, Sunil 2 you. So when I will call Sunil 1, you should tell I am present. When I will say Sunil 2, you should present. Or Sunil A, Sunil B. Some notation you used to give, right? That is called signature difference. So here also we should have some signature difference so that compiler will say, yes, I am good. I understand. So let's do some signature difference. If I will say one function is used for adding 2 values, another function is used for adding 3 values like this, integer x3. Even n1, n2, n3 also you can tell, no problem. So name of the variable not a big deal, but the number of variables is a solution. So n1, n2, n3 one place and n1, n2 one place. That then you told to user, why whenever you want to send 2 values to add, I will call the first function, and whenever you want to add 3 values, I will call second function. So no need for same signature, same name. If you are strict to have same name, then meaning is pass 2 values, this guy will help you. Pass 3 values, this guy will help you. That makes some sense. Now have a look, that error might have gone. Why? Because compiler is not confused now. It is very sure that 2 value you are passing, so I will jump to this function. 3 value you are passing, I will jump to that function. 4 value you are passing, it will show some error, but that is not the conflict error. That is it will say no overload has made for 4 argument. Argument, parameter both are same. So can you see here overload word it is using. That means you have only 2 overloading, one for 2 parameter, one for 3 parameter. 4 parameter overloading is not there, it is saying. That means you clearly understood what is overload. Overload seems like a problem, but actually it's a solution. So overloading is a solution that avoids conflict when more than one functions having same name. So now it is suggesting us, if you really want, then why don't you go for a overload of 4 argument, right? So I will come here and I will make a 4 argument overload, then that error will also go. That means if you ask me real-time implementation, if you go to Excel, up to 255 parameter you can send. That means they have 255 overloads. Suppose you are saying here equal to sum within bracket 23, 56. What exactly you do here? You are calling a function called sum inside a class called math. Okay, internal one math, math class is there, which is having all these functions, sum, average, minimum, maximum, etc. So in that class, there are 255 overloads of the sum function. That's why when you are passing again something, again something, again something, again something, it will allow. But up to 255 it will allow. If you are passing more than 255 and pressing enter, it will not give you sum. It will say there is same error what you are saying here. This was showing error na ki there is no 4 overloaded. Here also will get similar. That means Excel sheet is what actually? It is a C# program behind. Somebody has written it, we are using. Like we are declaring, we are writing the coding, somebody else will use. So one class cannot have multiple function with same name as well as same signature. So if you have different signature, then most welcome. Now have a look, it is saying, how can you have 2 functions with same signature? Did you forget some parameter? Yeah, I will say, okay, I was trying for 4th overloading, having 4 parameters, so that if somebody is sending 4 value also, my class will have solution. Now user need not to remember lot of function names here. He has to remember only one function name called add. Now he will say, I want to add 100 and 200. No problem. My target class will take care. Somebody will say, I want to add 100, 300 and 200, 3 values. No problem. My class will take care. But somebody will say, no, I want to send only one value. It will say no overloaded method is there, which is taking 1 argument. Either you create one method with 2 overloading, then it will possible. So overload means it's a solution actually. What solution? How many parameter you want to pass, that many parameter signature function you create. That is called overload. This concept of having different signature or different parameters and maintaining the same name is the overloading. Now you understood why we are falling behind same name. Imagine your Microsoft is saying you, if you want to add 2 value, your function name is sum something. But if you want to add 3 value, your function name is not sum. Your function name will be addition. Then only you can pass 3 value. Suppose, then you will say, hey, similar functionality, why you are asking me to remember hundreds of names? You are asking me 255 names to remember. Is it not possible by same name? You do something internally in your class, but is it possible as a user, I will remember only one name? Then you have to go for overloading. If Microsoft could have done like this, 2 argument means sum, 3 argument means add, 4 argument means addition, then you will say, I don't want to use Excel. I cannot remember 255 name of the functions for exact similar operation. Can you maintain same name? There where we are. Same name is important because my user doesn't want to remember hundreds of names. But signature, make it different so that your user will get benefit. Whenever he wants to sum 2 value, this should call. When he wants to make 3 value, this should call. That means like this, so many overloads are there in Excel sheet. That's why we are enjoying today. We are saying, hey, I don't need to remember 255 names. I need to remember only one name and I have to pass the parameter. But who did that efforts, extra efforts? People who developed Excel sheet. Similarly, we are putting efforts. We are, learning some new concept. But our user will enjoy it. He will say, I don't need to remember hundreds of functions. Sanket, your video is active. Alright, so now conflict is gone. So if I will say sum with 4 parameters also, no conflict. It will say absolutely fine. We have overload for that. So connect polymorphism concept with overload word. So I will say 4 parameter overload is there. That's why I am able to call it. So conflict you understood. Solution also you understood. This concept is fully called overloading. Why? Because it happened in the same class now. Now let's run it and see if I am calling by this, where it is going. If I am calling by 2 parameter, where it is going. That part is easy. Obviously it will go to 4 parameter function. This will go to 2 parameter function. So let's still run it in debug mode. So it will come to line number 9. Then I'll press F11. It should go to definition of the sum where 4 parameters are available. Conflict definitely, but how to resolve that solution is the polymorphism. So problem is not polymorphism, solution is polymorphism. So I am coming to line number 10. I am pressing F11. See, I have 3 functions, but where it is going? It is going to the third one, which is having 4 parameter, and it will copy those values respectively. 100 here, 200 here, 334 here, and 10 here, and then it will make it sum and then come back saying that, hey, your addition is so and so. Then it will come to, if I will press F11, it will take me to same sum function, but 2 argument wala sum function. So first part came to N1, second part came to N2. Then it came here and then displayed as second function sum is this. Absolutely fine. So coding is not that difficult. Here difficult thing is how compiler understands which line I will go. From here which function, from here which function, even though both are same name. So that part is called conflict resolution of the naming, or in other words we say it as overloading. Let's go for overriding. Overriding means conflict, same conflict only, but happened in 2 different classes. Okay, or fine, let's pause here and clarify the doubts, then we'll go to next. If possible next class also will go, doesn't matter, but doubt should be cleared. So anybody has any doubts, guys? Though I have tried my best to keep myself in your position and explain, but still if you have any confusion, please ask me, I will clarify. So now you understood how this concept is related with this Excel sheet, because it's a regular question by almost all students. Sir, why you are falling behind same name, sir? If you don't know name, you ask me now, I will give you name. Why you are falling behind same name? You are falling behind same name only. That's why problem is coming. And solution you are thinking one chapter is adding in the OOPS concept. You remove this chapter from OOPS concept. I will give you so many names. Give here sum 1, give here sum 2, give here sum 3. Problem over, solution no need to think. Right? Anybody can think that way. When you compare with that Excel example, it will come to your mind. Hey, tomorrow Microsoft will ask me to remember 255 name of the function only for similar functionality called sum. Then I have to think why I am calling 7 parameter. Which function I have to call? I have to think. 7 parameter wala function, what name? I have to think. Because 255 parameter allowed, but 255 name I cannot remember by. How you are forcing me to remember 255 names for exact similar functionality? If we are user and we are thinking about it in Excel, then why not my user will think? I am also developing something today. This will also be used by somebody tomorrow. So my user will also say, right, for exact similar functionality, why you are giving so many names? Can't you give same name? So that as an user, I will enjoy all the parameters with same name. Function name should be same. If I am passing 2 value, it should give me add. If I am passing 7 value, it should give me add. But I should not remember n number of function names as a user, end user. Right? So many functionalities there, it will come in future, guys, where as a user, you no need to bother what is there inside. 2 argument, 5 argument, 10 argument. For you, it is average means average. I want to call a function called average, and I will give 10 value sometimes for making average, or I will give some 2 value to make average. Why should I remember lot of function names only for average functionality? So many places it will come like functionality will be similar, but number of argument, number of parameter may be vary time to time. So your compiler should support that. Then only you can say my programming language is supporting polymorphism. This is possible in C#. But try to do same thing in C language. Even though you have different parameter, your C language will say, no dear, I will not allow you. Suppose you will go and copy paste in C language, same thing. Your C language will say, I will not allow it, because C is old language, right? It will say, even though you are making differences, here different parameter, here different parameter, here different parameter, I will not allow, because C, Fortran, Basic, Pascal, PL1, COBOL, all those languages before C, before C++, whatever language is there, they will say, no, we are not that advanced that we can understand this difference. For us, name is same means we cannot allow. It is a conflict. But C#, Java, C++, this guy says, no problem. We have some internal facility. We can understand. Signature difference means it is a difference for us. So don't worry, you carry on. You use it. So that is why we are learning it in C#. But in old languages, they will say no. Name repeated means over. We don't want to see also 2 argument or 3 argument or 5 argument. Name repeated means it's over. We will not permit. So definition says same function name you repeat, but signature should be different. I wrote here, right? Both functions are having same name as well as same signature. That's why it was, having conflict. But when I made the signature difference, then this sentence will be changed. What should I write here? Both functions are having same name. No problem. Because different signature. So signature difference means there are 3 points again. What you say as signature difference? One point already we understood, number of argument different. Argument or parameter? Right? 2 more points are there also, if you want to make differ. One is data type of the argument. That means if data type is also different, it will say yes, different. For example, like this. I have one more same 2 argument copy, but instead of int, I have string. If any, in some situation, if you think so, one is passing 2 names to concatenate, one is passing 2 numbers to add. Possible, na? If somebody is sending 2 names to concatenate, this function should be called. If somebody is passing to add 10 plus 20, 30, this function should be called. So I will say here, full name is something n1 plus n2. Who cares? That is just a overloading. Can you see? No conflict. Because this is integer comma integer, this string comma string. So that means if I am passing here 23 comma 45, it will say sum is this. If I am passing something like Amit and something like Gupta, that is also fine. No conflict, nothing. That's why second point says if data type of the argument is different also for some purpose, it is okay. You can see here the purpose. Both are sum, but one is for concatenating the names, one is for adding the values. No problem. Third point says sequence of the data type. Somebody will say here also 1 integer 1 string, here also 1 integer 1 string. Doesn't make any meaning in this particular example, but just understand it. Here 1 string 1 integer suppose, and here also 1 string 1 integer. Then they say you do one thing, first string second integer, here first integer second string, then also made some difference. So third point says if you are bound to send same data type or similar sequence of the data type, then also it will be conflict. So make a difference that int comma, here I will write something like this. Data type difference, when you say it is like int comma int versus string comma string. Just to make understanding, it is not the actual syntax, little bit hints for you. Sequence of the data type, when I say it is like int comma string one function, and in another function string comma int. It says that is also allowed, no problem. So either number of argument different, or data type of the argument different, or sequence of the data type of the argument different. Any one of these 3 different, then also it's okay. No conflict. So go ahead and enjoy, right? That is what your compiler is saying. If any one of these 3 is different. So overloading, definition of overloading, problem behind overloading, solution of the overloading. And solution is nothing but signature difference. And what do you mean by signature difference? That also you understood. So next class we will do overriding part, second part of the polymorphism. So overlook this. If you have any question, you can clarify first next class, then you can go for overriding. Alright, so see you guys tomorrow.